All right, let's start the second half of the meeting with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, so we have a double-digit veteran here with us tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce Robert. Come on up.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Hey Robert, I'm your timer back here.
Okay.
Break them off, Robert.
Oh man. First, I want to thank the God of my understanding for another day clean. I want to thank Nancy for never giving up on me to get me to come out here and share. Man, I'm a little nervous, man, and I don't know why, man. I'm amongst my family. I'm amongst other addicts like me, and we do what we do, right? And I want to thank God, and I want to thank Fred Brown. You know, because 11 years ago, man, like my life was fucked up. I came out of prison. I had nowhere to go. You know, I didn't have no family. You know, and the family I did have, they didn't want me. They did that curtain shuffle, like when they see you and then they fucking close the curtain. Because they didn't want to fucking see you out there. Am I allowed to cuss, right? No. Oh, no? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to try not to then. So I want to thank Fred Browns, man, for giving me a safe space. Thank you, Roxy, and you know, and the whole program, man, because they gave me a safe space where I could like find some kind of peace, you know. And just so you guys know, I had the best counselor, so your guys' counselors are second. My counselor was number one. Her name was Vicky. You know, so sorry you guys didn't get to see her or meet her, but that's, you know, she was the most wonderful, loving, and kind lady I've ever met. And when I first sat down with her, right, I sat down in that chair right next to her, and all I heard was, you got to get these papers signed, and everything told me to fucking run. Everything told me to run within myself, like, because I did not know where I had shown up to. I've never even been out to this part of the area of LA, or the harbor area, whatever you want to call it. I've never been out here, man, and I had just got out of prison. I did 14 years, man, straight, and I thought coming home with my 128G hooped was the theme, man, because I was gonna come out here and I wasn't fucking with any PCs, because I just was on the yard for so many years thinking I was so crazy, and I really wasn't, is what I found out later on in life, you know. And but thank you guys, man, and I remember her telling me all this stuff. She said, you got to get these papers signed, you got to have them signed within 7 days, but you can't use the phone for the first 7 days. And I was like, what? I was just like, you know, whatever. And I went up to that 5-man room, man. And I remember a gentleman came and he approached me, and he's like, hey, I'm your big brother. And I was like, okay. And just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys have phones now, but he gave me a phone, man. And I looked at the phone. He's all, call your family, man. And he's all, I'll be back. And I got on the phone, man. And I got the phone and I looked at it. And I didn't have no one to fucking call. So I put my head in the pillow, and for the first time in 14 years, I cried. And I don't know why, man. And it's making me emotional because like my life has freaking changed so much, man. I remember sitting in that room, man, and I didn't have nobody to call, you know. And so I gave him his phone back, and I went around my business. But before that, before I got here, man, but I just want to thank you, man. Thank this program, and it saved an addict like me, man. And it gave me a place because my thinking was in chaotic thinking, man, you know. And but before that, like, I want to thank the gentleman that shared, man, before me, man. You shared a great message. That was good recovery right there, man. And thank you for sharing your experience, strength, and hope with us, man. And it's awesome to see addicts changing, man. It's awesome to see that there's miracles in the room. If you look around, you're a miracle. You are a fucking miracle, man. And if you don't want to be here, like, I didn't want to sit in those chairs either, man. But, you know, I didn't want to sit there. I didn't know what I was going to get. I was in fear of everything. And there's nothing to be fearful here, man. There's love. There's people that are going to care for you. They're going to feed you. They're going to give us a bed for free, man. And that's what I got, man. And before I got here, man, like, I went to the joint, and my story started where my mom was a rockhead prostitute. I never met my dad. I think I met my dad 3 times in my whole life. And for many years, man, for many years, I ran around with my mom on the streets and out in San Bernardino, man, and she did her thing, and she smoked rocks, and she did her thing. She was a straight prostitute out there, and the school was our babysitter, and then after school we would go to the park, and then by 3:30 we would have a motel room. You know, and I lived like that for many years, man. And my mom, and then one day, my mom would, like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but we used to get paid on the 1st and 15th, you know, and my mom would get that check. She'll buy the room for a few days and then go do whatever she's gonna do, right? And we would stay in the room, you know, for days. And I remember spending Christmases in there. You know, and the only time I never had a problem with God. Like, I never even knew nothing about God. The only time we went to the church was when they used to give us those free boxes for food.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's the only time I went to church, so I had no problem with God, man. And that's how my life was for many years. We ran the streets, and one day we were sitting in the motel room, and my mom hadn't been back for days. It'd been like 4 or 5 days, and I didn't find this out till years later, but my mom had got busted. But we were in that motel room, me, my little brother, and my little sister, and their dad came, because I had a different dad than them, and their dad came after 4 days, and he took my brother and sister, and he fucking left. And so what I did is I packed up all my stuff, and I went and I hid it behind Stater Brothers, because that's where we used to go steal all the food from the back of Stater Brothers, right? Because there was free bread and stuff back there, and we used to just take it, man, because we were hungry, man. Because my mom didn't really take care of us, man, and so we did that for years. We used to even go into Stater Brothers, and then that chicken, we used to grab it and we'd go to the bathroom, and then my sister would go in first and she would eat, and then my little brother would go in and then he would eat, and then I would go in and we would eat. And that was my life for so many years with my mom, man. And then that time my mom got busted, man, and so I called my grandma, and my grandma lived out in Whittier and I was out in San Bernardino, and I was only in like 3rd grade. I remember Mrs. White, man, and she knew, and she used to feed us after school because she knew something was wrong. And man, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional, man, but this shit, I've worked on this shit before, man. And anyway, so when I took all the stuff back to the back of the market, we left it there, and I called my grandma collect, and then my grandma's like, "Where's your mom?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I haven't seen her for 4 days, and it's been, and the motel's telling us we have to leave now." And David came and got my, you know, Naomi and Anthony and took them, and I've been in the room for a couple of days by myself, so I don't know what to do. So my grandma was like, "All right." So she went. She got a Greyhound ticket in Norwalk, and then I got on the bus and I ended up in Whittier. You know, and when I got to Whittier, like, I had another brother and a cousin there, and I don't know if you guys remember those Chinese shoes that they used to sell back in the days. Like, I walked in with Chinese shoes, and I was dirty, I smelled, and my brother and my cousin, they were fucking mean to me, man. and they made fun of my shoes. They made fun of my clothes. And I'm like, dude, this is my family. So I used to sit by my grandma all day, man, like, because they used to try to beat me up, you know, because I was like this little homeless kid. And right away, like, you would think, like I got a place to stay. Like, I have a place, you know, I'm safe now. But no, man, like, what my mom taught me was to live on the streets. So as soon as I got to my grandma's, like, I did not know how to stay home. She got me a bike, and I was on the streets till 10, 11 o'clock. And next thing you know, I started finding the homies. You know, and then next thing you know, we're out on the street. We're out, you know, hanging out. We're doing whatever we're doing. And my grandma would try to send me to school. She would go to work, and she would try to send me to school, and I would never go to school. You know, and next thing you know, like, I'm hanging out. I got jumped into the neighborhood, and then next thing you know, man, we're gang banging, and I get busted, man, at 15 years old for attempted murder. I get busted. I go to YA, you know, and I do like 6 years, and then I get out, and then the homies are at my house, and then within 30 days, I get busted for another gun. I go right back. You know, and then I did another 18 months, and then when I got out, and I was doing good for a little while. I got a girlfriend, and I got her pregnant, and next thing you know, all the homies got out, and next thing you know, I'm back in the hood again. You know, and next thing you know, like within a year, man, I was busted one more time, man, and this time they were like. Back in the days, they didn't have the strike law, so when I went to court, they offered me 4 years, and I was like, man, you guys are crazy. And then they sent me over to Superior Court, and then they told me, oh, well, you got 4 strikes, you're done. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? They were just offered me 4 years over there, I'll take it. And they were like, nope. And then, so I ended up starting to fight a 20-fight a life case. And I fought the case for I think 18 months. I was about 18 months, man. I was in there just fighting my case, and I started just hating everybody, man. I said if I got life, I was gonna kill my crimey. I was gonna kill my homie. I didn't care no more. I was like, fuck it. If I get life, I'm gonna kill this fool, because it was mostly his fault that all this happened, and I just kept my mouth shut, you know. And so, anyways, I got busted January 17th of 01. My daughter was born January 24th of 01. And I didn't see her until I got out, and she was 14 years old, man. And she came here to the treatment center, man. She came to see me. Her mom brought her, and the way I got through that was like I told myself, like, her mom's gonna take care of her. Her mom's gonna be all right. And then I found out her mom was tweaking. And I would like to say like I went to prison and I was a model citizen in there, man, but I wasn't. You know, when I got there, all I did was I got high, I got loaded, and I got a girlfriend, I married her, and next thing you know, we were fucking running dope into the prison, man. And I'm one of those addicts, like I go to jail, and I go to jail in jail. You know, and I don't know, and it's because like I take this addict with me. Yep. Wherever I go, I go. And I did not know how to change. I didn't want to change. I thought everything was fine. I thought I was just kicking a can down the street and I was doing good. And this is just what life was. My dad was in prison. My uncles were in prison. My mom was a drug addict. My mom was all this. So I thought that was just my life, man. And so for most of my time, like I was busted. I would get loaded. And I told myself 3 years before I got out, I'm going to get clean. I got to get clean 3 years. Man. 3 years came and went, and this is when like 6 months before I got out, man, I ended up in a SAP program, and before that, like I was slamming on the yard, and I went to the hole one time, man, and I was sick, and I remember when he was sharing up here, he was saying he was getting hot flashes, and you know, we were kicking the wall because I can't get my legs to stop moving, and I'm just like. I'm in the cell, and I finally just like was like, and I didn't say God, I just said, why is it always fucking me? Why am I always the one in this place? right? And it was a silent prayer to him, man. And I didn't ask nobody. I just was like, why is it always fucking me, man? Why am I always in the hole? Why do I always have to get loaded? Why is my life always, just tore up? And this is what I'm telling myself, right? And this is what God did for me, man. When I got back to the yard, I want to say I stayed clean, but I didn't. I slammed as soon as I got back to the yard, and I was clean for a couple of months, man. And I didn't even need, I wasn't even jonesing, I wasn't even sick. And when I got back to the yard, they came and I was laying back and I was loaded, mattress rolled up like I thought it was cool and shit, And this is all I heard. And I jumped up and a fucking CO was right there, man. I was like, oh shit. And he handed me the golden ticket. And that golden ticket was to the SAP program, man. And when I got to the SAP program, they drug test you there. And the first day I walked in there was a lady from the other fellowship, and she I read on the board, I read on the wall. It said, "Walk by blind faith," and my life has changed, man. I started believing in it. I started trusting in the process of it, and next thing you know, instead of going back to the yard and working out, instead of going, hanging out with the homies, I started going to the SAP program twice a day. Like something in my spirit woke up. You know what I'm saying? And something within me woke up. And next thing you know, I ran into the guy that introduced me to this place. He got out 10 days before me. His name was Steve, and he was down the street, like 4 houses down on that same side of 270. And he told me, "Hey, Robert, when you get out, I promise I'll be there for you." And dude, the day I got out, he was there. Dude, and I tripped out, like, what the hell? Someone showed up for me. And then he did his thing, and then I think that was just sober living, and I was in treatment, right? So I had to go through the treatment process, and he was over there, and then he just stayed in touch with me, man. And that dude was the one that introduced me to the actual fellowship while I was busted. And let me tell you, I hated his fucking voice. Like, he drove me crazy in there, man. And he was a guy that knew everything about everything. He could quote AA, he could quote NA, he could quote AA or CA. He had it all, man. And this guy was pretty smart, man. And he was my, like Vicky said, he was my Eskimo. And he's the one that introduced me. And then when I got out, he's like, "Look, you tell them that you want a program, they'll bring you straight to the program." And so they did. They brought me from Chuckawalla to Ontario, and then from Ontario to San Pedro. So I never even made it back, to Whittier or anywhere, and I made it back, and I never left either. So I've been here the whole time. And what happened when I got here is I remember all that stuff was happening, like, and Vicky was telling me things, and I remember one time she told me, and I got so mad at her, she tells me, she didn't give me my way, and she's like, and I walked away, stomping away. She's like, go have yourself a 37-year-old tantrum. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna. and you know what, man? And that's where all the magic happened. Writing those letters, double scrub, because let me tell you, when you get your own pad, and you have an 8-year-old in your house, you do double scrub every day. So that double scrub works, man. And so what happened was I didn't hang out with the homies that came in here. I didn't hang out with the people that thought they were cool. I hung out with the people that were doing the program. I hung out with the people that were going to the meetings, that were talking about sponsorship, that were talking about changing their lives. I was hanging out with the people that were doing something different for their lives, because I was tired of sleeping, not physically, but tired of sleeping with guys, dude. I was tired of watching you cut your toenails in the room, in the cell. I was tired of, bird bathing with you with the shower curtain up. I was tired of all that stuff, man. And I wanted a change in life. And so what I did is I did everything different, man. Like, I didn't listen to the homies that came in. I remember, I seen some of the homies come in the program, and they were just hiding out there, and they were getting loaded and stuff. And I just told them, like, "Hey, dude, keep that shit away from me. You do whatever you do, but just keep that shit away from me." And eventually you will weed yourself out, because I'll tell you, this program right here, they don't mess around. You know, and that's why I respect it, because they don't allow drugs in here. And if you're getting high, they're gonna get rid of you, man. And you know, and that's what happens here. You know, in Narcotics Anonymous, that doesn't happen. But we ask you to keep coming back. You know, but you know, this is a facility where things need to change, and we all need a chance. Because if I didn't get that 90-day chance, I might have got loaded. And that's why this is a safe place to come, man. And what this program did is they introduced me to AA, they introduced me to NA, and what I did is I found a sponsor in Narcotics Anonymous, and my sponsor has been sponsoring me. I've had 3 sponsors here. The first one didn't want to do step work, so I just left. The second one, I did step 1. I read it to him for 3 hours, and he told me, you deserve to get loaded. That's what he told me. And then said, let's go get something to eat. And I was like, that's it? And then now my sponsor right now, a matter of fact, I've been busted with this guy too. His name is Robert. And we've been working steps. Before I come and share, because I haven't shared in a while, before I come to share, like I call my sponsor. You know, and we talk about what's going on in my life. We talk about what I want to share about. We talk because I have to understand that I gotta bring a clear message of hope, because lives are on the line and people are gonna die if you fucking bring some bullshit, man. You know, if you bring some shit up here and you're telling them it's cool to get loaded, or it's cool to have 10 girlfriends and do all this crazy stuff that isn't what we do around here, the spiritual principles that we live around here, then it's not going to work, man. And so I have to talk to him. I have to share with him that's what's going on in my life. Even though I call him like 3 or 4 times a week, you know, he still needs to know, like, and he still directs me, man, with 11 years clean, man. And I'm grateful for that, because our literature talks about one addict helping others without parallel, because I can't do this by myself. Like, I can't, man. Without him and without the guidance of a God and a spiritual program, like, I'll fail one more time. You know what I'm saying? I'll find myself in a corner that I can't get out clean. You know, and I don't want that, man. You know, and just our literature talks about it only promises one thing, and that's freedom from active addiction. That's what Narcotics Anonymous offers us. You know, like today, like my dad is around, but he's a heroin addict. You know, still to this day, when I call him, I always share about this. Like, when I call him, he talks about that he was gonna buy my mom a house in '87. Dude, we're in 2025, bro. Get it together, you know? And that's what he talks about. You know, and my mom, anytime I talk to my mom, she's an avid gambler. She went from prostitution to all she does is gamble. You know, but so what I've done around here is I got a family. They tell you not to get in a relationship around here. You know, the first year, I say don't get in a relationship until you're mature enough to deal with your feelings. Because let me tell you, man, like when I got around here, like I was just acting crazy, man. You know, and my counselor told me, she's like, you let those girls know what your intentions are. You know, and so that's what I did. I let every single one of those girls know what my intentions were, and the one I have now is what she was. Miss Vicky's like, because I wasn't dating girls in recovery. I was like, no, you guys are too crazy. You know, I'm like, no, not messing with you guys. And so, but the ones out there, they're crazy too. So I don't know, man. Pick your poison. And so I ended up with one in the program of Narcotics Anonymous, and she's crazy. But she had what I wanted: big butt, big chichis, and really big and really pretty face. So I got what I wanted, man. You know. So, and it's been a rough ride, man. It's been a rough ride, and I didn't know, and the first thing, you know, I ended up getting her pregnant, and our literature talks about all this good information that we have around here, like, because we come in here with all these mindsets of what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, and the program Narcotics Anonymous says keep it simple. Let's just follow the program, you know. Let's just follow what the spiritual principles are telling us, you know, honesty, open-minded, and willingness, man. And honesty is the antidote to my diseased thinking. Honesty keeps me out of fantasy land. Honesty keeps me in reality. Because if I be honest with myself, like I don't have to understand everything, but I understand who I am today. And I don't have to like wonder and daydream about what is over there. You know what I'm saying? Or live in fantasy land of about what's going to happen. Like if I stay honest with myself today, things are going to happen, man. And so with her, like it's like I've had to let her do what she does, you know. And I found her at the hospital. She was on a breathing machine. She had OD'd, you know, and it's crazy, man. And I also and I think the most hardest thing that I've gone through in Narcotics Anonymous, because she ended up on methadone. I had a son with her, and my son was born on methadone. And I think that was the hardest thing I had to go through, man. And I used to go to I'm not good with going to hospitals, man. And so I used to go there, and he was there for like, I think 40 days, and they had to detox him, man. And let me tell you something, they poked that little boy's foot so many fucking times. I just used to. So let me tell you guys something. If that little boy can be poked so many times and stop getting loaded, dude, you guys can fucking do it too. Because I have a little boy that's so amazing today. Like those little feet are underneath me every night, and it drives me nuts. Like, you know, but that little, like, I would not do anything. And that's probably the hardest thing I had to go through around here, man. And I'm not scared to share that shit because I've worked through this shit, and I don't care who knows about it. And that little boy means the world to me, you know. And like I shared the other day, like I am cutting this spiritual umbilical cord that I have to my dad, and I pick up good information that is being passed down to me, and I'm passing it down to my son, so that my son never has to see me loaded, and he never has to get loaded. You know, and that's what has been the greatest thing, man. Like that little boy, and you know, and the relationship thing, man. Let me tell you, man. I'll just stay away from that for now. But I'm gonna tell you guys a thing. Like the only requirement for membership around here is a desire. Is a desire to stay clean. But I've realized around here, it's going to take a lot of work. It's like getting jumped into the neighborhood, right? Like this is the way I identify it with. It's like getting jumped into the neighborhood, putting in work, hanging out at the park, doing what we do around here, learning how to get loaded, you know, learning where the enemies are, learning where your park is. You know what I'm saying? And those are the tools that we use to survive out there, right? So in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, the tools we use to survive around here is getting a sponsor, working steps, going to meetings, talking to other addicts, being honest with yourself, finding a God of your understanding. And that's how we stay clean around here, man. Because when I got here, like I always share this too, like, man, I was a racist. Like I hated gay people, I hated black people, I hated white people, I hated Mexican people, but most of all, I hated my motherfucking self. And what happened was I started getting into the step work. I did all the stuff through the treatment center here, and then I started getting into the step work, and my sponsor introduced me to the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. The 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous introduced me to a God. God introduced me to Robert, and then I was back introduced to you guys. Let me tell you, man, like I love myself today. Like if my lady was to leave me, like it would hurt. But my self-worth, like I'm worth something today. You know what I'm saying? And my son might kick my butt more than her leaving, you know? Like if he leaves, like I'll be more mad than anything because like I love that little boy, man. You know, I go to work today, you know, and another thing, like I went through all the steps, all the traditions. You know, I'm back on my traditions because I'm of service to Narcotics Anonymous. And I got to get into the concepts because, like, when our literature talks about addicts are thrust together, right? And a lot of us come in here, and I notice, you know, even around all the rooms, like, people don't work steps around here, man. They just come in here and we're all together. And if you're not working steps and I'm working steps, we start to bump heads, and people start bumping heads, and people don't know how to act, and it gets wild sometimes, man. And sometimes, like, you know, so there's a lot of people around here. We're all here for or most of us are here for the right motives, you know, and some of us aren't, you know. And I always share this too. Like, you can go to any meeting, and you can find drugs. Yep. You can find yourself a girlfriend. You can find yourself a boyfriend. But most of all, you can find yourself a sponsor, and you can find yourself some fucking recovery. And that's what I did, man. I didn't like hang out, like, and I wrote, I didn't write it. It's out of the basic text. It says social acceptability does not equal recovery. Right. You know, and that's why, like I talk to everybody, man. I love you, Chris. Congratulations, man. I see you back there, man. I like that guy. You know, and so, like I don't need to be popular in an anonymous program. Like, I don't want to be, man. All I want to do is help another addict stay clean another day. Me too. You know, and that's it. And that's our message, man. Any addict can lose the desire to get loaded and find a new way of life. And that's what I have found. Like, I went, he said 5 minutes, so I'll just share this. Like, I followed my sponsor's suggestion. I got my crane license. I got my Class A, and I work. Like, I work hard. I work all hours of the night, all hours of the day. Like, because, like, if I don't work, I don't eat. If I don't work, my rent doesn't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell you guys, man, stay grateful around here. Like, and utilize. Stop analyzing, because me too, like the house managers, dude, I had a resentment with them the whole time I went through this program. The house managers, I hated them, you know, but utilize what they're offering you around here instead of analyzing it, because we don't like what's going on here, man. But there's some magic that happens here, man. You know, we're in a place of safety. We're in a place of love. We're in a place that gives us opportunity to succeed in life. And let me tell you something, like, I got here and I haven't had to look back yet, because I just do what is suggestion around here. I stay in touch with my sponsor. I got a home group. I stay accountable to that home group, and they show me, like, if I don't show up to the meeting 1 or 2 times, they call me, like, what is going on? You got a commitment here. And that's how you stay involved with the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. And I felt uncomfortable being here at first, but, like, man, people know me. I know them. I know what you're doing. I know what he's doing. I know what she's doing. So I know, and I listen to you guys when you guys go out to, I don't go out there because I don't smoke, but when I do go out there, I do listen to you guys and how you talk. And then I realize, like, I do judge you, because if you come in here and you're talking about, I don't cheat on my wife, and then you go out there and you're like, look at, oh, girl over there, she got some, you know, and you're like, I'm going to try to, like, you know, and so I try to stay away from that shit, because, like, this is the first relationship that I've been in that I've been loyal to, man. That's right. You know, and this is the first relationship that it matters to me, and I know that if I cheat on my lady, I hurt my son. And if I hurt my son, I hurt my lady. And then I hurt the whole family, man. So I have some spiritual principles that I live by today, man. And I don't walk on water unless it's raining. But I do love doing what I do is right. And you know what? And it feels good to be good. And it feels good just to be right today, man. And know that life is going to get better, man. And I'm telling you right now, you guys are sitting in these seats. You guys could be on this side, man. Making great money. I make freaking great money, and let me tell you, it's just because it all started right here, man. So thank you. My name's Robert. I'm an addict.